you know, to implement directions that had been given. I've just given an example of the Executive Order number 1 of 2018, where the national governments and coordination of national functions was transited to another office. Therefore, technically, the Deputy President remained without any job in his office. You can imagine if you know, he's the principal assistant, duties needs to be reassigned by the President. There is no day William Ruto or anybody who becomes a deputy president in Kenya works in office and just stays in office and starts doing his own work. He must be reassigned by the president because he's the principal assistant to the president. And therefore, I think the argument that my brothers are just putting across is that we're trying to tell the country that the deputy president was a co-president. Secondly, what Governor Mutua says that if he had worked very well, it would have been easy for him to win easily. Deputy President, according to even latest research, and anybody else knows that he's the next president, the 5th. You know, he has never lost in his life, in his political life. It is his 5th winning. Others are doing 50 loss. So what I'm saying in short, is very simple, Trevor, is that the track record, that is why argument has been, and the Deputy President has said, all the programs that had been discussed by Jubilee is the one who knows them. The challenge has been how to implement them. And that is why he has even said, and we are saying, let him come and correct the messes that are within Jubilee and ensure that they are fully implemented. And I think that is the bottom line. Okay. So the point is, and that is why endorsement of President Uhuru Kenyatta is relevant to running of the Deputy President, Dr. William Ruto. You remember even in 2002, it was a state project by President Moi, but it was rejected. So there is nowhere where projects, state projects, even at the lowest level, if my brother here who is running for senator today was even to endorse somebody for his local MCA ward, somewhere where he comes from, that MCA would lose because even Kenyans don't like projects. So in fact, Raila Odinga has lost by becoming a state project. So he doesn't even need to run. He just needs to lose. He doesn't need to campaign. So what you are saying in short is that, and you can see finally that the Kenya Kwanza, you can see William Ruto, many people are arguing that William Ruto cannot work with anybody. But you can see we have now our brothers, Musalia Mudavadi, who is in ANC. We have Moses Wetangula, who fought Kenya. The Deputy President is trying to partner with leaders who have goodwill and the benefit of the country. And I want to assure my brother, Dr. Alfred Mutua, that the engagement of Kenya Kwanza, the doors are open to engage each and everybody. And it is open. Yeah. I know, and I've never, of course, his party has not issued any direction on whether they can engage anybody or everybody, but I am happy that most of the formations in this country are willing. Yep. Kenya Kwanza is ready to partner and work with each and every Kenyan. Okay. And my brother, the doors are open to engage Kenya Kwanza.
Governor Mutua, are you still running for president?
Yes, I'm running for president.
Which coalition? Many people are saying this is a two-horse race.
We'll get into the coalition business. What I want to do is we'll have our NDC very soon. We want to get our groupings going. As my good senator said, we are a national party. We are not a village party. And we've got many people who want to join Maendeleo Chap as candidates because it is a party that believes in development. And the reason we run for office is not just to have power and to say tunajali maslahi yenyu, is to bring development. We are a poor nation. You know, maskini umekuwa wimbo kama nchi yetu ya Kenya. A lot of young men and women are unemployed. Yeah. They have skills, they can't get jobs. The economy, there is no money circulating. Watu wana pesa. People want to live good lives, good roads, water, you know, services. So I'm concentrating on building the party, and it's from the party that will decide which coalition we'll go into at that particular time. As you know, I have been to Azimio functions because I've worked very closely with President Uhuru Kenyatta, and I've worked closely also with Raila Odinga. And I look at ideology. Which ideology is better for Kenya? You know, because Kenya has been troubled by massive corruption. Kenya has been troubled by people who talk and don't work. Yeah. We need people to benefit from the work there is. Yeah. And there's so much money that if we put our efforts together and use the money that we have as a country to drive this country forward, we'll go places. We'll be a second world country in a few years.
But now that you're running as president, does it create unfair competition when the sitting head of state endorses a particular candidate? He said it, he hasn't said the person is endorsing yet, but he said, hata mimi niko na kura moja na ndaeka, na kama kuna mtu moja wawili wanatasikia kenye nasema, ndawaambia in the direction tunachukua.
Yeah.
Does it create unfair competition?
No, it doesn't give it. It's fair competition. It's called democracy. And it's within democracy that you get to separate the wheat and the chaff. It's a time when you're able to say, hawa ni fisi, hawa ni kondoo, this way we want to go, hawa ni watu wazuri. It's through that competition. That's why democracy works at times. So it's very good competition. For me, hata nikiwa niko Azimio, I'll go all the way to the end. Tuache tushindane huko, you know, because people want a young leader. People want generational change. I've said myself, if I'm not going to run for president, if anything happens and, for example, something happens and I'm unable to run for whatever reason, you know, and I'm still able to vote, I'll vote for Raila because I know what he stands for. But for now, I hope that Raila will get to a point where he says, I think Mutua is better. He is a younger version of me who can win and who has the energy to work.
Isn't that
but he's just supporting Azimio. Why? He should just say directly.
But you said if something
No, but you see, Azimio is a coalition. Azimio is not a person. You see, that's a problem. We want to move this country from individualism to ideology. Azimio is a movement of an ideology. We're not joining Azimio just because of a person. People are not joining. Kenya Kwanza, is it about a person? Is it, you have said it's about a movement? You know, it's about a movement. It's about what we stand for. It's about the spirits of what we stand for. Leadership can change. You know, ya Mungu ni mengi. But you see, it's what you believe in that matters. But if you put your hopes on an individual, you should put your hopes on God and the movement that way you go in here. And you've got a good leader, you've got people who formed it and going well, then you're able to succeed. Okay. This is a myopic nature of Kenyan politics where it's about a person. It's not about a person. And as Azimio, if you sit in meetings, if you sit in meetings with Raila Odinga, let me tell you one thing. You may not like Raila Odinga, but there's one thing about Raila Odinga that I respect. He's a man who believes in democracy. He's a man who believes in giving people the opportunity to compete and to win. Ukimshinda, umshinda, ukishinda, ushinda. I have seen it in his system. When we sit down to talk to him, he's very open to ideas. There is no time he says, apana kanyagia huyu, funga hapa. He's open to democracy. And he believes that Azimio is a way forward. At his age where he is, he's seen the struggles of his father, Oginga Odinga. He saw the struggles of the founding father and others. He believes that Kenya should be where it wasn't, where, you know, it needs that Kenya should be somewhere else where it isn't today. He believes in Kenya as it is. So I've never seen him coming with the spirit that it has to be him. It's about his movement and my movement and our movement and Uhuru's movement. And so Azimio is a movement for Kenya, for a new Kenya. Okay. Yenyu pengine ni individual, lakini yetu ni movement whereby different presidential candidates can go all the way to the end.
But what Alfred Mutua, before my senior comes in, so that he can eyes it, what Governor Alfred Mutua is not telling the country is that the Azimio presidential candidate is Raila Odinga. And number two is just playing a decoy. He should tell the country that he's not running. What is hard, we want leaders who their word is their bond. Let Governor Alfred Mutua tell the nation that he's not running for president, he's supporting Azimio.
So are you saying Kenya Kwanza, the presidential candidate is William Ruto and not Musalia Mudavadi?
In fact, when now we'll deposit with the registrar of political parties any agreement between Kenya Kwanza principles, then we'll share with those details on what happens. But what is important is that we want to fix the economy. I think we have said over and over again. But when you look at even Jubilee have called an NDC, and it is in the public domain, one of the agendas is to endorse Raila Odinga as the presidential candidate of Azimio.
Actually, they did say that one of the agendas is to pick the leader of Jubilee.
No, the leader of Jubilee is not. They have already agreed. They have already agreed that President Uhuru Kenyatta will remain as the party leader of Jubilee. And you know, Jubilee has been taking taxpayers' money. They have not been accounting the party's fund. So they want to retain Uhuru Kenyatta as the party leader, but in the same NDC endorse Raila Odinga as presidential candidate of Azimio. I don't know where Governor Alfred Mutua will come from. Because when that happens, he will not have any opportunity unless he's angling for a cabinet
But
position.
even if he comes to Kenya Kwanza, will he still have an opportunity?
No, it will be a serious principle. It will be a serious principle, and when we will discuss the agreement, maybe before he asks me a question, when he comes to Kenya Kwanza, the agreement will be discussed, and all people, it's not even about what William Ruto or what Alfred or what ANC party leader or for will get, but what will we want to move the government for? And I think the biggest agenda is the economy.
Okay. Just quickly, there's a question you asked him. And you see, when it's one side, oh, it has to be this way. I mean, Azimio, it's democratic. There's Raila Odinga, there's Alfred Mutua, we're running for president, and others. And we will decide. But I want to go all the way to the end. You've been asked, Mudavadi, who is in Kenya Kwanza, Kenya?
Kenya Kwanza.
He's been endorsed and he said he's running for president.
Correct.
Wetangula said they're running for president.
Correct.
You know, Ruto has said they're running for president. So is Kenya Kwanza just Ruto, or is there a democracy in there? You have said they will deposit the documents at that time. So just relax to the deposit, and don't be surprised to see that the presidential candidate for Azimio is Alfred Mutua.
Okay. Then I will if it is Alfred, then let me, it is a far-fetched, but it is far-fetched. It is quite far-fetched, but I wish Alfred all the best. It's a far-fetched.
Let me break the ice. Trevor, I think I can see the two warring factions, the competing sides of Governor Mutua, who says he's running for president, and which is okay. But it is a good thing that he confirms that His Excellency Raila Odinga has a track history of performance, and as he confirms, is the best candidate for Azimio. I think that is a given. I have no doubt that His Excellency Honorable Governor Mutua, being part of Azimio, would then be part of the process that leads to the endorsement or determination or the choice of Raila Odinga as president, the Azimio candidate. I think that there'll be other aspects. Government is a big thing. There's a running mate, there are other positions, and I believe that all these players will then come and populate Azimio so that we have a formidable force that will win the election and make Raila Odinga the fifth. Back to the question of coalitions, and I think this is a more important part. The amendment to the Political Parties Act provides that coalition parties and coalitions ought to deposit the agreements with the registrar 6 months into the election. I am wondering, because the time frame seems, because NDCs are set for the 25th, and I think that His Excellency Mutua is also talking about 25th. But the time frame is worrying. I do not know whether there are skeletal coalition agreements that have already been deposited to the registrar. Perhaps it's work in progress, but I think the time question, there's concern around the time question, that whether political parties will beat the time that the law has provided in the amendments to the Political Parties Act. Of course, there's the more difficult question of conducting primaries, and whether you'll have cross-party primaries where different parties will conduct primaries together, and whether those will be factored into the rules and regulations of those parties. That's a sticky issue. And I think that is what will create the push and pull, because each party, as we've seen in the dailies today, would want to cash in on the nomination fees. So that will surely be a major question that may also cause conflict, or is a big test for the coalitions in question. My line friend Cherargei has alluded to who is going to be the fifth president and the strength of the Kenya Kwanza coalition. It is not clear that whether His Excellency William Ruto, Deputy President, Musalia Mudavadi, or Wetangula will be coming. But I think it is apparent there's no way there can be any other candidate for Kenya Kwanza other than His Excellency William Ruto. And that is why the newspapers carry the two. It is William Ruto, it is Raila Odinga. I think Raila Odinga is first, is on the left, and Ruto is on the right. I think he'll be the president.
General Gay disagrees on this.
But honestly, before you give to Alfred, I think I like one thing about my lecturer. You know, Governor, he taught me professional ethics.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, and also conveyancing the land law. What I want to say, I like what my lecturer said. Of course, I passed with flying colors. No, what my lecturer said is very critical. He said track record. On the issue of human rights, democracy, we can give it to Raila Odinga. But when it comes to running the government, you don't need the track record of an activist. If you look at William Ruto, he was the Minister of Agriculture. That is when the time the prices of fertilizer came down. When he became the Minister of Higher Education, he ensured that there is no 1 year that you waste at home, you transit to the university and college. He has been the Deputy President. So it is William Ruto who has a track record and has the mindset. In fact, Governor Alfred Mutua would be better off because he has run the government. William Ruto has run a government. You remember at the time when the president left for ICC, he was the acting president for some time. So when you talk about a track record and experience of running a government, a better placed person among the two is Dr. William Samoei Arap Ruto, who can efficiently and effectively run the government. As opposed, and you know, give it to Raila. Raila has been a career opposition leader. He can be good at oversighting the government. He can be good at ensuring checking the government. He has a good track record of opposing a government. And therefore, I think he needs to remain there. And people like my lecturer can take over in future. People like Governor Mutua, because he likes Raila Odinga, can learn from him how to oppose a government, how to be in opposition. Those are tactics he can learn. But how to run a government and implement is the only way is to have Dr. William Ruto, because he can run government. I wish, you know, Trevor, if you interact with William Ruto, you can realize everything that is within government is in fingertips. And when he takes over, he will hit the ground running. By the time Raila Odinga learns how the government functions, everything functions, I can tell you. And by the way, finally, I want to say this with a lot of respect. Raila Odinga, as at now, and you know, I respect old people. It is good to be old, and it is a blessing from God. But what shocks us is that Raila Odinga is a bit aged. The age is on his side. I'm not saying he can be a leader, but why are these people supporting Raila Odinga when he's as old as now? Why don't they support, for example, Alfred Mutua, who is still strong, who is still active, who is still super? It is because they want to run the government through remote. They want to run government through proxies. Because they know when they put Raila Odinga the way he is, and every Kenyan knows, it will be easy for them to manipulate and run government from the back room. And that is what they really, that is why they are supporting Raila Odinga. You should ask yourself, why did they support Raila Odinga in 2002, in 2007, in 2013, in 2017? Why are they supporting him now? Okay. And we know what is happening. They want to run government through proxies. Because they know when William Ruto becomes the president, it is Kenyans who will run the government. It is not proxies, and people who their wealth want to be protected. Okay.
Let me just say that I think it is wrong to say that all that Raila Odinga knows is to be in opposition. I mean, this is a man who has been a prime minister of this country, a man who's been a minister also, a very good minister actually at that. He was minister for roads. Bill Bagadiwe built a lot of roads, set up structures. He was chairman of National Economic and Social Council. I worked with him in government. He knows how to run government. He's been in government. So let's also give respect where it's due. He knows how to run government. I think the question becomes, it's not even an issue of age. You see, we are what somebody called a Mandela moment. People are supporting Raila saying it's a Mandela moment. It's a moment to fix the country, put it back on the railway tracks as it is. That's why they support Raila. I say, yes, it is important to do that. But even as you do the Mandela moment with Raila, it's also to have somebody with energy like Mutua who can able to take the country forward. Now, the problem that many people have with William Ruto, and truth be told, William Ruto, ukweli usemwe, is a brilliant man. Like him or not, he's smart. He's hardworking, he's self-made, he knows how to push and get his way. He's very hardworking. He's a nice guy, he's funny, you talk to him, he's whatever. But this issue of, we ask ourselves, why is Africa the richest continent in the world, yet we're the poorest? Why do we have all these natural resources in Kenya, in Congo, and everywhere, yet we are the poorest people in the world? Why are we being laughed at? Why are small countries like Croatia richer than us, yet we've got more in our country? Why are countries getting all the minerals from Congo and Angola and other places to become rich in Europe? And Africa has become the laughing stock in the rest of the world. We are considered to be inferior mentality, to have inferior mentality because of what we do. Look at the development in our continent. You look at the poverty level, the health care and everything. Why? Because of one thing, corruption and greed. And therein lies the problem with William Ruto's candidature. Because he's been dogged with issues of corruption. Where are we going with William Ruto? Is our country safe in his hands? That's why people who like him are saying, this guy is brilliant, but kuna shida. And I can tell you here, with no fear of contradiction, that issue of corruption, from my understanding, was one of the main issues of the fallout between Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto. That one I know firsthand. And so we have to ask ourselves, in whose hands is Kenya better off? Because, you know, we say in Ukambani that, you know, this, I've said it here before, you know, when you're served milk or you're served porridge in that calabash, and ukishamaliza kunywa, unakunja kidole, unafyozia, unafanya namna hii. Nasema, kidole ambacho kimezoea kuchovya uji kwa calabash, kimezoea, kikiona nyungu imejaa, na hakijekuwa kinakunjika peke yake. Because of anticipation of all that, because umezoea kuiba hii, utaiba hiyo yote. I'm not saying that ataiba, ama ni mwizi ataiba hiyo, ama amekuwa kiba, but that issue of corruption is a big problem in our country. Our young people are hungry, our young people are desperate. We have a country that should be bigger than, better than the, you know, with an economy better than Hong Kong, even South Africa. But why are we here today? Because of massive corruption from the time of independence. So we have to ask ourselves from a perspective, you know, is Raila corrupt? Is Ruto corrupt? Who is better for our country? And then the issue of let's unite the country and move on. Okay. You know? And that's
no, before you ask, I like what Alfred started, is that this issue started from since independence.
Yeah.
The challenge of corruption. And he knows where that buck stops, where it should be. And if you talk about corruption, I think the only challenge we have been having in the fight against corruption is the weaponization of corruption institutions. You can see even EACC are requesting for only 50 million to ensure that people with integrity issues do not get elected. So we still have a challenge. I wish we would give powers to the institutions to be able to fight corruption. I think that is, and secondly and finally, is that it is not good to cast aspersions. Let us allow, and you know, I've always said on this program that when Governor Mutua was accused, he went through the judicial process. He was cleared. So if you know, the casting aspersions to the character and form and standard of the Deputy President does not hold water. I wish some of these allegations being thrown by Azimio Brigade would be something that is already in court, because we cannot be just moving around the country. We have institutions like judiciary, yet we do not go to court, and maybe if Cherargei has a problem or is being accused, let them be taken to court, be investigated, be taken through a judicial process. Okay. I think if we respect the institutions, but I want to assure you that under William Ruto's government and Kenya Kwanza government, the issue of corruption will be dealt with by doing what? By giving the necessary support to institutions that fight against corruption in the country.
Let's wind up this conversation with the feedback from what you're saying, and let's bring that up and close this conversation.
I think that's a good question.
Pius Mudui says, so if Mutua believes that Raila is a man who believes in democracy, then where was that democracy money sharing in NASA?
Correct.
Where doesn't he want to step down for Kalonzo, who has supported him thrice?
Yes.
And why is Jimmy Wanjigi crying in ODM?
But no, it's very clear, because you see, the issue of money sharing in NASA, it depends on the agreement that they put together. And the political parties act as it was written at that time. The money was not going to a coalition, it was going to a party. You see, that's why the changes have come now. So that now it goes to even our small parties like ourselves, when we would have been getting money. So that was an issue of law. When it comes to issues of doesn't want to step down for Kalonzo. You know, nobody steps down for people. I mean, you make your own. Utaki kusema ya kwamba kwa sababu huyu amekuwa akishinda race, anaitwa Eliud Kipchoge, kwa sababu amekuwa akishinda, a step down, ndio yule anakuanga nyuma aweze kupita. You know, you can't do that. It's competition bana.
But you are saying Raila should step down for you.
Be man enough to compete and win. Unaelewa? And why is Jimmy Wanjigi crying? Because Jimmy Wanjigi is a good man. He's a very good businessman. But sasa unajua siasa inakuanga hivyo bana. Sasa ameingia siasa amekuta sile boardroom. That's politics. Yeah, he's just in shock. By the way, he'll become hardened and realize that's how it works.
Okay.
Umeelewa? So
right.
it's nothing wrong.
Then you can't put Raila Odinga and democracy on one line.
No, it's true because let me tell you, let me tell you, even the freedom that we're enjoying right now, talking about these issues,
Yes.
if reality be said, the opening up of the airways and everything, these were things that were fought for by Raila Odinga and democratization of this country and the new constitution. So you cannot say you can't have democracy and Raila on the same page. Actually, his biggest success in the African continent is bringing that aspect of democracy and choices. So you cannot really try to put him down on that.
Prof, very briefly.
Trevor, stepping down, on the stepping down question, and I think we have had this twice or thrice. I think once from Mudavadi about 3 days ago, and I think twice or thrice from Kalonzo Musyoka.
Yeah.
I don't think you step down. I believe that every coalition will want to bring the best man to compete with His Excellency William Ruto. You cannot bring a second option or a substitute to play football when you have the best choice.
Yeah.
The best choice for Azimio is Raila Odinga. I don't think that we would want to have second or third choices. Okay. And I think even when you say, and I'm sure Mutua is happy, Governor Mutua is happy about that.
No, he's not happy. He had said he is the best.
It is the truth. The truth is, let us have Raila Odinga. He is the best that we have for Azimio.
All right. Let's wind up with the feedback really quick. Mutuimara says Uhuru should not be engaging in bit exchanges with Deputy President. He should keep away politics and prepare for his retirement. If his preferred candidate loses, his legacy would be totally destroyed. The BBI and the handshake will be a failure. Okay? Jagem says we need to move our parties to people-centered instead of party leader-centered.
Here, here.
This will not happen voluntarily. There's need for some legislation to achieve it. Okay? Angela Nazaro says President forced to fire back salvo to his overambitious DP, working with someone who's putting all his efforts in succeeding in opposition at the expense of service delivery. Not easy at all. Charlowood Rosie says earlier in 2018, after the handshake, Deputy President William Ruto neglected his duties and started campaigning all over the country. President had to delegate some of his duties to cabinet secretaries for work to be done. Kiprono says, all said and done, the president and his deputy should be mindful of the words they use in politics. They risk plunging this country into chaos due to the uncensored verbal attacks. We have one Kenya and we should guard it zealously. Okay? Ruby says, I think it is lack of integrity and good character among the two top leaders to wash their dirty linen in public. Politics should not cause someone to lose his character or respect. All right. That's where we leave it for now. Thank you so much for taking part in the State of the Nation. Professor Tom Ojienda, Senior Counsel and Advocate of the High Court, Dr. Alfred Mutua, Governor Machakos, and Samson Cherargei, Senator for Nandi, protesting closing remarks. There will be no closing remarks because we've run out of time. All right. It's time for Cooking Tips with Willis Bazuraburu. Take that quick break now.